Hello, today I will present you one of my small projects that actually I'm gonna finish with you. And it's actually a dome made of glass, pieces of glass. And I want to show you basically the process and how do you do basically what's the technique. So I made first the structure, very basic. I just cut some glasses and then after 4 parts of glass that I made to basically shape the dome. And then after I use this specific silicone, which is called Sikacil Universal. So I'm in a Spanish-speaking country, so it's like Silicona Multiproposito, and the brand is Sika. So now I just want to show you basically the material to use. So I took some glass from the shop, actually that they wanted to scrap, but I decided to take it. And basically I want to make 4 parts on each side of the dome. So I just start basically doing like this, okay, and then make my marks. For the next one I go here and same, I'm gonna use, let's say, this part like this. And for the next one, let's see a bit later, maybe I can do it now, right now, this one. So for example it's gonna be like this, okay, and maybe we'll make the last one at the end. In order to cut, you will need to cut the glass, you will need a special glass cutter that you can find on Amazon, everywhere. It's very easy to find and it doesn't cost much. So just the concept here, now that you have the brand, the mark, you just apply some pressure and then just grind, okay. And this one is going to be like this. Better to cut a little bit less than a little bit more. You can always adjust at the end. Then after, it's easy. If you want to remove, you just cut like this and it's just gonna pop up like that. When you do this, absolutely important to have glasses, so that you don't get any debris from the potential glass. So I'm just gonna put my glasses now. So for example, on this one, you just have a remaining part here that you're going to remove. Just use that tool, and then after, boom, you can remove this. Very easy. The faster you go, the less debris you put. So then it looks like this for the shapes. So let's look if we did the right sizing. Okay. So the first one looks okay, I think. Second one looks a little bit short, but it's still okay. Then the third one is actually also very good. This one is better. And then after, we're gonna do the last one, just a triangle. So possibly you put the marker. So I'm gonna use that like that. Okay, so I'm gonna do just the grinding, the pre-cut like that, and then like this. And then for this stuff, you can also knock like this. And at some point, the remaining part gets removed. Okay. So now that you have this, now we can start using the silicone. You'll see it's very easy to use, and that's why actually I really start enjoying this process, because the more simple, the better. And there's just 30 minutes to wait in order to get the stuff dried. Okay. So I usually put like this on my part, like that, and like this. Okay. And now that I have on each of the parts, I just switch and put it on like that. There we go. Second part, the one that was a bit short, it's okay. I'm not doing fine, perfectly fine jewelry. It's more for the process of starting, of trying. I put it here and I apply the pressure. There we go. Third one. So let's look at like this. Maybe it's a little bit easier. Now we're gonna put also a little bit on the trench here on the side, so that also it's sticking to the former part. There we go. And another part. Here we go. And now we just stick it like this. Okay, looks good. And I think the last part, so I'll put that one like that, so that we are sure it's holding. I'm not sure if actually it's a little bit too big, so I'll just double check. Yes, it's a little bit too big, so I'm gonna have to cut a little bit more. So let's do that together right now. So you see, it's just about fine adjusting all the time. So I know that it's around this way, like that, and I just gonna tick. Doesn't work. Okay, gonna use that tool. Easier. No, not that easy. Yes. Okay. So now looks like it should be better. Let's look. Yes. Okay. So let's put that again in this position, because actually everything is moving a little bit because the silicone is not dry yet. It takes 30 minutes to cure it. I'll put it back like this. I think it's gonna be good. And now we're gonna apply a little bit directly on the surface here, there, and the rest locally a little bit there and there. Once you have this, it's simple. Now you apply the last piece. And that should give you your full side. Okay. It's not perfect, but as I mentioned, this is just an exercise to see if we can make it. Also, what I recommend just during this phase, so you see that part moved, so you have to really be careful on the position where you let it rest. So we need to wait basically for half an hour, and at the same time I can add a little bit additional silicone on the side. Okay. Also here, and I'm gonna use a personal tool, which was actually one to make calligraphy, but actually it's very nice to even the silicone around the edges, and I think it's pretty accurate. So I don't know if you don't have that, you can just maybe find a little piece of wood or use just like a piece of and put a bit of piece of metal at the end, and just spread the silicone around the edges, around the joints, so that it looks a little bit better and it's like more homogenized above all your slices. Don't forget that silicone is easy to actually clean. So if you have a little bit on the surface, no problem. We will be able to remove any excessive silicone. Yeah. So I let it rest like this so that the bottom side is very horizontal. Otherwise, you end up with very bad surprise. Okay. So let's see in 30 minutes what's the result, and we'll look at that later. Okay, cool. So now I finished curating for 30 minutes, and I did actually the last side of the dough, so you can see. But now the idea is basically you can see that you have a lot of dirt on each part, maybe some residual of my last work that I did with this glass, and it's silicone, huh? So we need just to be sure that we can remove it. So I'll show you the technique. It's quite easy and it's fun to use. Okay. So for this I use it because I'm in Colombia. They have like this paint thinner which is called Varsol, and actually it's very nice because it can really dissolve all the silicone. I suggest maybe you can find maybe in your country, I don't know, but basically you can try to find an equivalent of Varsol if you don't have it. Okay, Varsol. So now I just want to put just a little bit of Varsol on this toilet paper, okay, and that's what I'm gonna use to start dissolving. For example, this part which is very ugly. Okay. So let's see if it's working. I didn't check. I never tried with so much silicone on it. So let's see if it's gonna work or not. I'm gonna try maybe to use that to unlock the major parts. Okay. Well, apparently it's a bit stronger than what I was thinking, but let's see if it's gonna work or not by applying a little bit more pressure on it. It seems to be working, at least for the rest of the glass. So let me go a little bit later on this section, but let's do the other ones. You can see it's working really brilliantly. Okay, so it's a little bit better. I think if you don't have too much, it's gonna go fast, very quickly, gonna get removed. Otherwise, you're gonna have to put a bit of effort to remove the big parts. But otherwise, I'm very happy with this product. Okay, so let's try to finish this part, which is very ugly, and see if we can remove it. This is old silicone from another project, so I reused that part for this dome project. So I'm not sure actually if I'll be able to clean it properly. Maybe yes. Yeah, so I'll try to clean it a little bit more, but anyway, I think that's the goal was just to share with you the possibility of making curved shapes with glass, and it's easy, very easy to cut and to apply silicone on it. Doesn't take too much time, only 30 minutes, but unlike, for example, stained glass, you don't have to have a soldering kit, to have solder and everything like this. So I think this silicone technique is gonna be probably my favorite one over the next projects, and I'll explore more if I find some more information. But anyway, I think that's it. I hope you enjoyed, you learned something with me, and then I see you soon.